Hello everybody, it's Tarun. Welcome to your 10th tutorial in the HTML course. In this tutorial, I'll start with Unit 3, which is adding links. So let's get started. If you are creating a page for the web, there are chances that you'll want it to point to some other web pages and resources, whether they are on your own site or someone else's, which is linking. And after all, it is what the web is all about. In this unit, we'll look at the markup that makes links works to other sites, to our own sites, and within a page. So there is one element that makes linking possible, which is the anchor tag. Okay. So this is our anchor tag. To make a selection of text, the link, simply wrap it up in the opening and closing anchor tags, and we need to use href attribute inside our anchor tags to provide the URL of the target page. The content of the anchor element becomes the hypertext link, and let me just show you with an example. Okay, so if I have made a link which refers to google.com and I have named it Google. So if I go ahead and refresh my page, and now let's see what happens in our browser. So you can see that it shows us the link Google. Let me connect to internet first, then I'll show you how it works. So one more thing which I missed in the link is that you need to add HTTP or HTTPS before your link. So I have made the link like this. So let me show it in your browser. So okay. So if I go ahead and click on the link, then you can see that it directs me to the Google page. Okay. So nearly all the graphical browsers display linked text as blue and underlined by default. Some older browsers put a blue border around the linked images, but most current ones do not. Visited links generally display in purple, and users can change these colors in their browser's preference. And of course, you can change the appearance of your links with the help of style sheets. When a user clicks or taps on the linked text or image on the web page, the page you have specified in the source code will be loaded in the browser window. Okay, and in HTML5 you can put up any element inside the anchor tags, but in HTML4 and earlier, the anchor element could be used for inline content only. So moving forward, we will now talk about href attribute. You'll need to tell the browser which document to link to, right? Okay. The href, which stands for hypertext reference attribute, provides the address of the page or resource, which is the URL to the browser, and the URL must always be contained within quotation marks. And most of the time, we will point URLs or links to other HTML documents. However, we can also point to other web resources such as images, audios, and video files also. But there is not much going into anchor tags. The real trick is to linking. Linking comes in getting the URL correct. So there are two ways to specify the URL. First one is absolute URL, which is in which you need to provide the full URL for the document, including the HTTP or HTTPS protocols, the domain name and the path name as necessary. You need to use an absolute URL when you are pointing to a document out on the internet. Okay, not on your own server. So like in this example, as I have told you, and sometimes when the page you are linking to has a long URL, path name, and the link can end up looking pretty confusing. Just keep in mind that the structure is a simple container element with one attribute. Don't let the path name confuse you. The second way to specify the URL is relative URLs. In this method, we describe the path name to a file relative to the current web page. Relative URLs are used whenever you are linking your document to your own site, okay, which is on the same server. It does not require the protocol or domain name. It just requires the path name. Okay. So let me just show you. Let me make another file. Okay. So I have just copied the first file. Okay, the first data of the first file into the data of second file. Sorry, but I am going to change the title. Okay, let me change it to page 2. Okay, and I'll link it to the first page, which is index.html. Okay, and in here I'll link it to page 2.html. Okay, so I'll save the second file now with the name page2.html. Okay, so if I say run it in the browser now, let me see what is happening. Sorry. Okay, so let me run it in the browser now. So here you can see that it links to page 2. So if I go ahead and click this link, so you can see that it takes us to the page 2, which is having the title page 2, and if I click on the link main page, then it will take me to the page of the index.html. Okay, so in this unit we'll add links we'll add links using relative and absolute URLs, and absolute URLs are easy, so we'll first talk about them. Okay, so we are talking about linking to pages on the web. Many times we'll want to create a link to the page that we have found on the web, and this is known as an external link because it is going to a page outside of your own server or site. To make an external link, you need to provide the absolute URL beginning with HTTP, which is the protocol, and this tells the browser go out on the web and get the following document. Okay, I want to add some external links to my page. Okay, so I marked up the link text in an anchor element by adding opening and closing anchor tags. So let me just show you with the example only. Okay, so first of all I'll add my title, which is the food network, or the link name inside my anchor tags. Then I'll add href attribute with the complete URL for the site. Okay, and if I refresh it, or first save it, then refresh it, so you can see that it links me to the food network site. So if I go ahead and link it to the food network, so you can see that I am not connected to internet now. So it will be showing me this website foodnetwork.com if I had connected to the internet. Okay, so the next thing, which is about linking within your own website, which I have told you. Okay, I am going to tell you something about that now. A large portion of linking that we'll do will be between our pages of our own website. Okay, which is linking from the web page to our home page, section pages, and from section pages to content pages, and so on. In these cases we'll use a relative URL, the one that calls for a page on our own server, Okay, without HTTP colon slash slash, the browser looks on the current server for the linked document. A path name, which is the notation used to point to a particular file or directory, tells the browser where to find the file. Web path names follow the Unix convention of separating directories and file names with forward slashes. Okay, and a relative path name describes how to get the linked document starting from the location to the current document. So relative path names can get a bit tricky. So it can be tricky. So we'll take it with one step at a time. There will be exercises along the video and along the unit that I recommend you do as I will do them. So first of all, I am going to tell you to look a web page within the same directory. Okay. So when we link a file to the same directory, we need to provide the name of the file only. Okay, just like we did in this page only. So here you can see that it is linking to a page within the same directory. Okay, and in this example, I have shown you the same. So now I'll show you to link a page within the lower directory. Okay, so first of all, you will be thinking that what I mean by lower directory. With the term lower directory, I mean that I am now saving my index.html file inside the folder named HTML, which is on desktop. So if I made another folder inside the HTML folder, okay, which I have made, just let me show you. Okay, I have made a folder named basic HTML5 inside my HTML folder. So this basic HTML5 folder is the lower directory with respect to our original HTML directory. So what if I need to connect it to a document within that directory? Okay, so inside this basic HTML5, I have a directory, I have a file, HTML file, which is also named index.html. Okay, so how to connect my page to that file? So to connect it to that page, what I need to do, I need to type in the folder name first, okay, which is basic HTML5, then slash, okay, then the file name, okay, which is index.html, and I'll change it to basic HTML5. So if I go ahead and save it, and let me show you it in the browser. Okay, so you can see that it is now showing basic HTML5, and if I click it now, so you can see that it has taken me to that web page. Okay, it is just a web template which I have downloaded from the internet, so don't worry about what you are seeing here. It is just to show you the example. Okay, so you can similarly link two directories down, okay, which I mean to say that it was one directory down, and if you are having folder inside the basic HTML folder also. Okay, so let me just show you. So if my page2.html lies inside this folder, okay, which is inside this new folder, which is inside basic HTML5. So how to connect it to that page? So to connect it to that page, I'll need to first refer to the one directory, which is basic HTML5, then to new directory inside which I am having page 2. Okay, so I can connect it like this. So if I save it and run it in the browser, and if I click it, you can see that it has linked me to that page. Okay, so this was linking two directories down. And so now if I want to link my web page to a higher directory, okay, by it I mean that now my page2.html is inside the new folder, which is inside basic HTML5. And now if I want to connect my page to a file which is inside basic HTML5, or inside a file which is in the HTML folder only. So how to do that? You need to add two dots, then a slash, okay, which is on the question mark symbol key, and then I can connect it to my page. So okay, but here I need to do it in the page which is inside the new folder. So I am going to open that. Okay, so I can replace it here. So if I save it and run it in the browser, okay, then if I click it, then you can see that it has taken me back to that page HTML5 template, which is inside the basic HTML5 folder, which is a higher directory to my new directory. Okay. Similarly, you can link up two directories by this manner. Okay. So if I save it and run it in the browser, okay, then you can see that it has taken me back to the first index.html, which is inside the HTML folder only. Okay. So this was all from my side in this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'll talk about linking images. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next tutorial.